I have everybody nice and quiet. So I want to do, I have a couple of Filofax videos in mind, but I'm going to do this one first. It'll be not too long, probably. And recently I've gotten some A5 inserts from Sandra. She sent me the family planner, and Krista. Didn't have A5 inserts for 2013, but I do now. And Krista also sent me a 2012 set, which I didn't have at all. And I've been noticing with Filofax paper that it's not so much Filofax paper as Filofax papers. The ink is, the paper takes ink differently depending on which paper it is. I've found the colored paper takes ink the best, and the non-colored paper sort of varies in how the ink takes. So I got a few of the pens and markers that I use together, and I tested it on a variety of different paper from mini to A5. And there is a difference in how the ink shows through on the back and how it takes it generally. I didn't have any bleeding on any of these inks, but I didn't try a fountain pen. So here we go. So this is a mini cotton cream address insert, and it took ballpoint fine. Everything really takes ballpoint fine. This Bic highlighter I seem to have the most trouble with on every paper. I'm not really sure why, but it seems to go through just about everything. It's considered a permanent marker, but I have the most trouble with this with regards to coming through the back the worst, and also, you know, kind of smearing stuff that's underneath it. I don't use this a lot, but I wanted to give it for comparison. This is a Post-it. I got this a couple years ago. It actually has a space for Post-it flags you can put in here, and it's a highlighter, and it is a great highlighter. It almost feels like it's going on dry, and I have the best success with this with regards to whatever paper I use, coming through the back and also not smearing the majority of inks underneath. I know they have them still. They don't have one that looks like this. I don't know if they've changed the formula, but as I replace my highlighters, I'm going to look for the Post-it brand, because this is the one I've really had the most success with. The next two, the blue and the green, are Platinum Preppies, and while I like these, they're very wet, and this particularly, and a lot of the colors to me read marker instead of highlighter. The green is fine, but the blue is really dark for a highlighter. There isn't really much I would want to highlight with this. It's a liquid, ink, sort of like a fountain pen cartridge. So I think that it probably makes sense that these would come through quite a bit. This is a Jelly Roll, and it's an outlining marker. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. Maybe I have to move this. There. It's a Jelly Roll Gold, and the way it works is gold is in the middle, and then there's a color outline. This has gone through almost everything, sometimes quite a bit. And this is a Micron pigment marker. It's an art marker. Here we go. I believe this is also permanent, but I'm not 100% sure. And I've had a lot of success writing on all kinds of Filofax paper with these. So if you like, a Sharpie or something that writes more like a felt marker, the Micron is very good. Now this is the back. You can see this yellow highlighter. This came through, and it's even wet. The gold jelly roll also. This one didn't do too bad with the platinum preppies, and you can hardly see the orange post-it marker. And the Micron is down here. It's also definitely readable through the back. This is the Filofax standard paper, and I probably should have written on the other side, but I think you can see that the yellow came through more on the standard white paper. You can actually see the orange a little bit, but I think that's because I have a flash and the paper is more translucent, but it didn't, bleed through. The platinum preppy, looks like the green one was actually worse with bleed through, but you can definitely see them. The jelly roll pen is the biggest mess, and it usually is. It's probably not the best pen for planners where you're using both sides. And this is the Micron down here. Let's see. Now this was a limited edition Filofax paper in the Olympic line burst. I think that it's probably really similar to the regular Filofax paper. Again, the jelly roll, big mess, the yellow, the orange is the best, and you can see the platinum preppies coming through. The Micron also came through this one to some extent, which is kind of unusual. This is another pocket. And on the back, it's very similar. Did a little better with the Micron. This is another pocket. And the Micron hardly came through at all. The other ones pretty much, I think that on some of them the platinum preppy markers are worse. This one generally is okay, and this one almost always comes through. But this one did better with the Micron. So that's what I'm saying really, is that I don't know whether it has to do with which insert or where it's made or the general or size. Perhaps the paper gets thinner as the size increases. I'm not really sure, but like I said, it feels more like it's not Filofax paper all, it's Filofax papers. That there is some variation. This is a personal size regular insert, part of the week on 2 pages, and it's really similar. I mean, there's a ballpoint up here that you can't see. This is the Micron. You can see it. I think you can see it a little bit more on the video than you can, but you can definitely see the shadow in real life. This is the lined A5. And again, it's pretty similar. The jelly roll actually did probably a bit better on this one than on any of the other ones. I mean, you can see there's actually some bleed through on that. With this, it's definitely a shadow. Whether or not you would want to write over it, I would, but most people really don't like it. And you can see the Micron through this as well. This is the A5 week on 2 pages, and it's pretty readable. Even the micron came through this one, which for some reason makes me feel like the larger size sheets are actually thinner, which is odd. But it seems like as the paper size goes up, the paper weight goes down. I don't know if that's even right, but that's what it looks like here. And these are the family inserts, and I actually think these did worst of all. If you're using a ballpoint, it's not bad, but you can actually even see the ballpoint up here, which is kind of unusual. Usually you don't see ballpoint. These were pretty bad. This one still is the best one. And there's the jelly roll. And you can even see the micron through this one, which, I mean, you can see it through this one too. This one's more of a shadow. I mean, it's very hard for me to know what's going on here, because this is the micron, and it did much better as the page size got smaller, which seems so strange. You can't even see it on the cotton cream, and you can't see it much on this one. So I'm not really sure what to make of this. The cotton cream probably did the best. The family inserts probably did the worst. The lined filler type paper did pretty good, and I'm kind of wondering if it really is that the bigger the page size, the thinner the paper, and because they're selling this in packs of 25, and these type of inserts with many pages, you know, the yearly type, they're actually thinner, so it's cheaper to make the whole set. I mean, I would hate to think that the paper isn't standard, but it doesn't really seem to be standard at all. It was a little frustrating. You know, but that seems to be the way it is when testing sizes and different papers. So, I hope someone found this helpful. I poured the tears out of my dogs with it. But I plan to do another video probably on my pocket following this one. We'll see how it goes. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it.